All right, so a Celtic Guardian deck. Yes, I just made a Celtic Guardian deck. I just wanted to start off saying that Celtic Guardian is probably my third favorite like Yu-Gi-Oh monster of all time. One, of course, being Blue Eyes White Dragon. Two being Blackluster Soldier. But third, actually, is this guy. I don't know why. He's just really cool looking. I don't know why I've always had like an affinity toward Celtic Guardian. Anyway, so the deck is pretty much Celtic Guardian based, with the OG Celtic Guardian, the obnoxious Celtic Guardian, and the newest Celtic Guardian of Noble Arms. So realistic, only 25% of your deck can be Celtic Guardian monsters, but it's pretty cool. So this newest guy, he uh he has 2100 attack for a 4-star monster, which is pretty darn good, but he cannot attack if you have any cards in your hand. But if he inflicts battle damage, you get to draw cards equal to the number of Celtic Guardian monsters you control, including himself. So if he inflicts battle damage by himself, you already get to draw one card. And if you have like two or three Celtic Guardians on the field, you get to draw 2 to 3 cards, which is kind of cool. So, what I felt would be the best way of making this deck, because you can make the deck with like Invoker and like Speedroid Terratop and maybe even put in a Zodiac engine. But then I was like, but that's just going to make it seem like a Zodiac deck, and I want it to be a Celtic Guardian deck. So, what I did is I integrated Card of Demise, which basically lets you draw up to 3 cards sometimes, and then you discard your hand at the end phase. But usually, what you do is you just run a lot of traps and you set them all because it lets you basically go +2 sometimes and then set a bunch of cards, and then you have no cards in your hand to where you can attack with this guy. So this deck, I just want to like say that even though this deck looks really really terrible, it's not that bad. Like if you draw well, like I remember beating some ABC guys and some DDD guys and some other like meta decks. They all quit though. Like they didn't let me save the replay, which was really 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 upsetting because it was so hilarious beating them with Celtic Guardian. But yeah, I found that most people, when you play online on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, the meta people, like the people who use meta decks, are usually the ones that will say your connection has been lost. They're not the ones that surrender. They just cower away and they like disconnect themselves. I don't know. So you're running 20 traps because most decks really can't handle traps for the most part nowadays. And you're running the rank 4 engine, which got a lot better with Zodiac Bullhorn and Zodiac Trident. Because basically, you can go into Rafflesia for defense, and now you also have Trident for defense. And then you have the various other rank 4 monsters to go for offense. This deck wasn't half bad. Um, but I would never recommend making this in real life because it would be very, very, very expensive, and like the payoff wouldn't be that great. But it was a fun deck. I will say that. Anyway, feel free to like and subscribe. Enjoy the replays.